Okay, let's go into the main session today, which is the topic that we are going to share now is how to make your money work for you. Just as an opening introduction, we already know that there's a lot of tools and there's a lot of the way we can actually leverage on so that we can expand our wealth, can grow our wealth. So always remember this is about not about how to make your money work for you. Yes, this is very important, but we need to make sure the money work for us faster, harder, and smarter. So today the topic itself will be presented by our Chief Planning Officer, Mr. Arthur Fang. He is the one behind a lot of our event in the MCM that he actually planned about how to actually deliver a quality information and the events to all of our members today here. So today is very glad that I'm very glad to have him actually to share with us about this topic. So I will pass over this session to Mr. Arthur. Arthur, are you on the line now?
Yes.
All right, okay, I will pass the floor over to you.
Okay. Thank you, moderator. Thank you, Roy. Okay, and a very good evening to all of you in the Zoom and also those on the Facebook Live. How's everyone? I'm Arthur. Okay, so as mentioned by Roy, today I'm going to share with you a topic which is related to wealth, which is related to making money. And during this pandemic, I always tell people, the most valuable wealth at this moment is your health. So during this pandemic period, we have to take good care of our health, stay healthy, stay safe, avoid going out unnecessarily. Okay, so for all the audience on Facebook, okay, and also the Zoom, if you did follow MCM Facebook page, in fact, every Wednesday, MCM is organizing webinar which will be live on Facebook just like today. Okay, so as an investment education platform, I would say that MCM has persistently, in fact, organized webinars which will help not only the individual but also some SMEs. Okay, so for information, just now Roy did mention about planning for the events. Okay, so from August onward, we have prepared a new series of webinar from investment series, property investment series, business investment series, and also entrepreneurship series. All these series will take about 6 months to complete. So please follow our Facebook page, or you may also download MCM GIC apps for all the webinar schedule. Okay, all right. So let me start my slide today. Okay. So today I'm going to share with you on the first topic on the investment series. And the title of my sharing tonight is how to make your money work harder for you. Okay, so let's start our topic with this very famous quote by Mr. Warren Buffett. And I'm sure some of you have seen this before. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So how can we make money while we sleep? Unless while you're sleeping, someone are making money for you, or you have a magic hand, or that's helping you to generate income while you're sleeping. Okay, so but for one thing for sure is if you are working for people, your boss would not continue paying you salary if you don't work. Am I right? So that's why let's see what Mr. Warren Buffett said in his another famous quote. He said, "Never depend on single income. Okay, make investment to create a second source." Okay, let's not talk about make investment to create a second source of income. More importantly, it never depends on single income. Okay, this morning I just have a phone call conversation with a friend stay in Glen. So let's make a rough calculation. If let's say you are staying at Glen, you need to drive to work at KL or even in PJ. How much is your car expenses in terms of petrol, in terms of toll that you need in a month? Or for those on the Facebook, maybe you can have a rough guess. Roughly how much is the expenses in terms of petrol, in terms of toll? Let me see, is there any answer? So anyway, So my friend, he stayed there, so he used to go to work in KL. So he said it's approximately 1,500, sometimes can even go to 2,000. So if you are a fresh graduate, just imagine, or a junior staff in the company, after paying off the transportation expenses, the car installment, basically you have nothing much left. So the lesson from his quote is, don't depend on single income. You should try to build income streams that make money regardless of whether you work that day or not. If you get sick or take a vacation or get injured, etc., your income should still be coming in. So advice from Mr. Warren Buffett is that don't settle for trading hours for income your whole life, because it is hard to become wealthy that way. Okay, now before we talk about the way to make your money work hard for you, let's look at the way how most people make money or how people generate income. Okay, so this is a ESBI cash flow quadrant by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. Okay, so the left-hand side is you work hard for money, and the right-hand side is the money work hard for you. So if you depend on single income and you work for people, you are exchanging your time and effort for an income. You don't work, you don't get paid, right? That's why many people from E quadrant, after working for some time, then they feel a bit bored, then they will set up their own company and they become self-employed, thinking of with that, they will have more time freedom or financial freedom. But after some time, they find that actually they are even more busy, because at X quadrant, you are still working for yourself. Can you take 6 weeks holiday and your business keeps going on without you? I don't think so, right? So we can see that the left-hand side, actually we are still working for money. Whereas for right-hand side, as a business owner, here we are talking about big business, entrepreneur, or you have a system, you have groups of people working for you to generate income. So even though you are away for weeks for business, still, I mean, even though you are away for weeks, your business will still keep on running. But many people actually in the B quadrant, even though they have businesses, they are using the money that they earn to invest. Okay, they may have invested in successful businesses, and this business actually generate a continuous flow of income. So in I quadrant, okay, these are the group of people that let the money work hard for them. So now the question is, from the above quadrant, which quadrant do you find yourself in? Okay, so the basic purpose of this is to find ourselves in the right-hand side quadrant rather than the left-hand side quadrant. How can we move towards, or it also determines how can we move towards financial freedom. Okay, it's not that only few have the opportunity to achieve it. We all can achieve it if we change our mindset towards jobs, towards money. Okay, so having said that, actually many people understand or heard of this before. In fact, no, but about this cash flow quadrant, many people have heard of it. But why still many people don't invest? Okay, okay, this is all because of the investors psychology. Okay, MCM founder Professor Max Shankar has done a study on this, and based on his study and research, he has come up with a write-up, okay, on the factors influencing investors' investing behavior in his MBA thesis. Okay, based on his study, many people want to be an investor, but they still don't invest. Why? That's simply because, first, they think that investment is very complicated. Investment requires a lot of knowledge, a lot of procedures. You need to know the industry that you are investing in. You need to know the legal things, the company financial report. You need to know how to read the company financial report, etc. It's very complicated. And second is the fear, okay? Or fear of the risk. Or we have heard of people invested in certain investment, ended up losing everything. And another reason why many people they don't invest, also because they don't have capital. They think that in order for them to start investing, they need to have big capital. This happened to me last time also. I was in network marketing for more than 15 years. We have been talking about this ESBI cash flow quadrant for so many years, but we just couldn't jump to the I quadrant because I had a wrong perception. In my mind, investment is risky. I need to be an expert, then only I can start invest. Okay, the other wrong perception that I had, like most of the people, is that investment is for rich men. It's a rich man game. Or you need to have extra at least $500,000, then only you can start investing. So for so long, I never start investing until I come to MCM GIC, where I really learn all my investment knowledge from here. And it really provides me with the, I would say, right concept about investment. Okay? All right. When talk about investment, there are two things that always come to our mind. You have to save first, then only invest, or should you invest first? Which one comes first? Okay, I have a friend, he told me he just couldn't see he has a lot of money in the bank. Whenever he see, wow, he has got money, and then he'll try to find something to invest. He'll buy share lah, trust lah, or even buy property. Or it doesn't have right or wrong, you know. It all depends on individual perspective. Okay, so the biggest difference I would say between saving and investing is the level of risk taken. For saving, typically you will earn a lower return, but with virtually no, or I would say lower risk. But investing will let you earn a higher return, but you have a higher risk. Okay, so MCM Professor Max Shankar always say, before you invest, you must be prepared to lose everything. Or you have to make sure that that is the level of risk that you can tolerate. If you lose everything, or not, when you lose everything, then that's the end of the world, then you commit suicide, or then that means that is not suitable for you. Okay, so basically when you choose to save money, you want to have the cash available relatively more quickly, perhaps to use for urgency or immediately. However, saving can be used for long term also. Okay, especially when you want to be sure you have the money at the right time in the future. For example, saving for retirement, and that is a must. We all know that. However, when we talk about retirement, it's very hard to know how much money we really need to save exactly. Because we all have different life expectation, or different spending habits, different needs, you know. So it's almost impossible to come up with a fixed retirement amount to suit everyone. So as for investing, it is similar to saving, in which you are putting away the money for the future, except you are expecting to achieve a higher return in exchange for taking on higher risk. Okay, so in short, for short term, and to build up cash that you can withdraw when you need it urgently, you may want to go for saving. While for longer term, you may want to consider investing as a way of growing your money. Okay? Now, let's see this. According to a statement from EPF, okay, so if you, if you retire at age 55, the amount of money that is sufficient to support your basic needs for 20 years is 240,000. Every month you can only spend 1,000 until the age 75. Okay, so now ask yourself, is this sufficient for your retirement? There's another statement on year 2018. EPF increases basic saving target to 240K. Okay, this amount, which was set at 2,228K previously, is the amount of saving members should have upon reaching 55 years old. Okay, so what is basic savings? Basic savings refer to the amount that is considered sufficient to support the members' needs for 20 years upon retirement age, from 55 years old until 75 years old. Then what happened to you after 75 years old? You still need to eat, you still need to spend, right? And also based on the research, the average household expenditure is about 4,500 per month. So 1,000 per month is not even sufficient today, my friend. Don't talk about in the future. Prices of everything, everyday items actually are expected to increase even higher by the time, right? Okay. Now look at the other article. This is the news report on year 2017. Okay, 44 years ago, a lady put her money into the bank worth 2,200 yuan. This happened in China. Okay, after 44 years, she took out 2,684. Or the total growth for entire 44 years is about 140%. So if you take the 140% divide by 44 years, a year only increased by 3.18%. Just imagine, during the year 1973, 1,200 yen could buy her maybe 1 or 2 houses, or a few acre or lands, or maybe even buy a bungalow, or many things more. So if she decided to invest that money, she could be very wealthy by now. Okay, but she decided to keep the money in bank and save it. Okay, now imagine you have the money to invest and be very wealthy after 44 years. But instead, you save the money in the bank. And 44 years later, the money could only last you for 1 month expenses. That's why we have to be smart and start investing in our future. Okay, so if you choose to just save the money in the bank, that's another thing that I think we should take into consideration, that is inflation. Okay, what is inflation? I think many people would know. Inflation is the rate of increase in prices of goods, service over a given period of time. Okay, so if you want to know how much is your money depreciating over the time, let us look at this slide. Okay, all right. So anyone have seen this $50 note before? If you did, then you are about my age lah. So okay, a bit of side story lah. I think maybe earlier, actually our money earlier, the name we don't use it RM. Okay, earlier we are using dollar for English, or ringgit for BM. Okay, only then we change it to this RM. Okay, all right, that is a bit out of our topic. Okay, all right. So in 1967 to 1982, with RM50, what you can buy a lot of things, When I was at my primary school, guess how much was my pocket money? Only 10 cents or 20 cents. Then I can buy a mee goreng already. Okay, so from 1983 to 1997, it's slightly lesser, but you still can buy one full trolley of groceries. But you can see from 1998 till 2008, you can only buy half a trolley of the groceries. Okay, so today, what you can buy with 50 ringgit. Yesterday, because of preparing this topic, I go to Google search, go to the Lazada and search. The 3.5 kg Milo powder costs you about 60 ringgit. After adding the delivery, about 60 ringgit. So after a few years, my friend, RM50 can only buy you potato chips only. So that's the true fact about inflation. That's why we say inflation is a silent robber. It's silently robbing you of your purchasing power. So from here we can see the inflation rate over the years. Okay. All right. Now look at this article. This is the latest data that I managed to find it from Department of Statistics Malaysia, and it was dated 3rd of August 2021. Okay, the consumer price index increased to 3.4%. This is an official data, but in real case, I'm not sure. Do you think it's 3.4%, or just based on the price of goods that you purchase? You purchase something worth 1 ringgit. When the price go up, do you think it will become 1 ringgit 3.4 cent, increased by only 3.4 cent? Or normally when it increases from 1 ringgit, it will become 1 ringgit 20 cent, 30 cent. Okay, so I let you all to go and think about it yourself. Whether this 3.4%, is it a true percentage or not? Now, if let's say the inflation is 3.4%, how much is the bank FD rate? Okay, all right. This is the rate that I just downloaded from the website. For BSN, Okay, the FD for senior citizen is only 2.1%. Most of us I think have not reached the senior citizen status yet. So you'll be getting a lower rate, maybe 1.9%, 1.95%. So from here you can see, if you save your money in the bank, basically your money value is depreciating. Or remember just now the article just now, 44 years ago, 44 years later, or the increasing in price is faster or higher than the return that you'll be receiving from the bank. Okay. All right. So what makes the difference between the rich people from the poor? It's all about the mindset and their habit. Okay, the rich people, they think differently from the poor. From the slide you can see, okay, rich people actually they spend about 25% on their needs, or 10% in their wants, or 65% in investing. Okay, and whereas the average people, they spend about 40% in needs, 55% in wants, and 5% in investing. So from here we can see rich people, they are very careful about even small expenses. They don't buy unnecessary things to impress people like average people. Okay, they spend most of their money investing to create a higher return on their money. So you belong to which category? Now then we have to ask ourselves lah. Okay. All right. One of the reasons why rich become richer, is that they know how to leverage on investment. I think just now Roy also did mention about this. Okay, so there are 7 forms of leveraging in investment. Through investment, we are able to leverage on other people's money. Just for example, today you want to buy a house. Okay, normally we don't buy cash, right? You may apply a loan from bank or to buy a few properties and then you rent it out, collect rental. Or you are leveraging on other people's money. Okay, and you can also leverage on others people's time, or you do not have time to run a company, or you may invest in other people's company. Okay, similarly, we may leverage on other people's experience. Okay, other people's idea. Okay, there are some startup company where the founder has a very good idea, but they need startup capital, or we may invest in those startup company. Just imagine or if you have invested in Grab during the startup stage, or your 100,000 now has become don't know how many millions already, right? So we are with that. That means we are leveraging on other people's idea, or we can also leverage on other people's work, other people's qualification, and other people's network. Okay, so by now, many people would agree with me that through investment, it could make your money work harder for you. But now the question is, what can I invest? What can I invest? In fact, we can invest in many different investment vehicles. So we have arranged a topic, okay, regarding what you can invest on 8th of September. Okay, 8:30 until 9:30 p.m. same time. The topic title is Understanding 5 Investment Vehicles Used by the Rich. So after you know what are the vehicles that you may invest, the second question come to your mind is what? What are the things that we need to know before we invest? We need to have a knowledge, right? Okay, so there are many things that you need to know before you invest. Either invest in property or invest in business, etc. So with that, we also have prepared another topic called 3 deciding keys you need to know in investment. Okay, so beside this, we have also prepared a few topics in terms of risk management, so that you can learn how to manage the risk that you may encounter before you invest. Okay, so after having some knowledge on investment, when we come to the investment, many people straight away they will think of investment, then we may want to consider invest in properties. In fact, properties alone, there are so many areas that we can invest. So one of the strategies that actually founded by Professor Max Shanker is called PILC, or Property Investment Life Cycle. through this PLLC, actually we will learn about different segments that can be invested by us. Or before I joined as a MCM GIC community member, if you ask me about invest in property, the things that I can think of is invest in house law, shop law, or maybe invest in land. But after I learned the PILC investment strategy from MCM GIC, only I realized that investing in properties are so wide. There are so many segments, so many areas that we can invest. Okay, so to learn this, you may join our webinar on how to multiply your wealth through PILC. That will be on 29th of September. Okay, then when it comes to investment, always we always will think of also property investment. We will think of about the bank loan. So we have prepared also for you the property loan and the advantages of refinancing. This will be on this month, 25th of August. Okay, and then other than that, we have also prepared for you when you prepare the loan, how can we get the loan approved more easily? How to prepare the loan documents and personal profile for mortgage loan. Okay, and after we invest in the property, one of the very important things that we have to learn is the tenant management. We also prepared a topic called the 10 tips for the tenant management for you. So this one is a very complete series on the property investment. Okay, after the property investment, we have also prepared for you the business investment series. Okay, so the first topic will be understand the startup financing stages. We have to know the different stages of the startup financing stages before we invest. Okay, so we may have heard of VC, angel investor, IPO, or this will be covered in this topic, will be on December. And then when we talk about business investment, it's quite similar with the this property investment. There are so many different stages that we can invest. Okay, so we have prepared another topic, how to multiply your wealth through business investment life cycle. Every business, they have a different life cycle, but every stages actually there is a room or there is an opportunity for us to invest. Okay, when investing in the business investment, we have to look into the risk. That's why we have prepared 3 topics on the risk management or internal control management and internal audit. Why do we need that? Okay, and also the corruption risk management, the business proposal, and the financial forecast. These are all the very important topics that we need to learn when we want to invest in business. Okay, other than properties, business, and then we have also prepared entrepreneurship series for you. Okay, some of the investors, they may want to set up their own company. Okay, become an entrepreneur. Okay, so what are the characteristics of an entrepreneurship? What are the characters that we must have? Or what are the skills that an entrepreneurship must have? And then the importance of entrepreneurship. And we have also prepared a topic specifically for those youngsters, especially those university students, or on the entrepreneurship. Okay, so it's a very complete series. If let's say you follow through our this webinar from August until next year, if I'm not wrong, it's March, about 6 months, or you cover all these different topics. I'm sure that if let's say you follow through the whole series, definitely you benefited a lot from here. Okay, all right. So when it comes to investments, always remember the 3 right things. Okay, we must have a right knowledge, or you must come and learn. Don't just listen to people say this is good, or then we invest. Just listen to people. Do your own homework. Or we must have a right knowledge. Then we must have a right mindset. Investment actually is different from gambling, or totally different. So don't treat investment like a gamble. Or must have a right mindset and then right expectation. Don't expect unreasonable return from investment. And remember, investment is not a get rich quick scheme. You may need some time, then only you can see the return. Okay. So as a conclusion, there are 2 types of ignorant people in the investment world. Okay, the first type is, they will invest and in anything without understanding it. Actually, outside there are many people is like that. So when they hear that, hey, this is good, then the people say that is good, then they'll go in invest, or that is good, then they'll invest without knowing, understanding the investment, what they are investing, the company, So this actually is very bad lah, and I would say it's very dangerous also. Okay, the second is second type of ignorant people is do not learn and understand anything. Or outside, actually, there are some friends, some people actually they don't want to come and learn, and they don't invest also, but they keep on telling people, hey, this is no good, investment is no good, investment is very dangerous, So these are the second type of ignorant people. Okay, so the most important thing still we have to come and learn. Okay, so all right, I would like to end my presentation with a quote by late Mr. Kopi Adnan. Okay, and this is also a quote that always mentioned by Professor Max Shankar. Knowledge is power. Or you have to we have to equip ourselves with the right knowledge when it comes to investment. That's why come and join all the webinars in our investment series, or property investment series, business investment series, entrepreneurship series that we have prepared for you for the coming 6 months. I'm sure that you'll be benefited from all these webinars. Okay, so with that, I'll end my sharing here tonight. Okay, so back to you, Roy.
Thank you, Arthur, for the very good introduction and also the lineup of topics that we are going to expect for the next few months. All this actually is a hard work from Arthur, because he actually mastermind a lot of information that we need to deliver to us.